In this video, we'll be discussing the latest news in regards to our third stimulus check and the third stimulus package. And don't forget to stay until the end of the video, because I'll be telling you exactly when you should expect to receive the third stimulus check from Congress.
To our economic security as well as our national security, the resilience and reliability of our critical supply chains. This is a critical area where Republicans and Democrats agreed. It was one of the best meetings. It's the best meeting I think we've had so far, although we've only been here about 5 weeks. It's like the old days. People actually are on the same page. There were good bipartisan work has already been done. The leaders of this operation, the House and Senate, already have done great work. And I want to thank them for their leadership. We're here to build on that. The bottom line is simple. The American people should never face...
According to Yahoo Finance, Joe Biden's stimulus check bill could cut your taxes by $3,100 in the passing of the budget plan, which contains Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion relief bill. You can also expect to see your $1,400 stimulus check as soon as next month. Now folks, tell me in the comments down below, should our stimulus checks be $2,000 or $1,400? Tell me down in the comments.
Secure supply chains are going to help revitalize our domestic manufacturing capacity and create good paying jobs. Not $15 an hour, which is we need to do someday, and soon as are better in my view, but jobs that are at the prevailing wage. We're going to spur new opportunities for small businesses, communities of color, and economically distressed areas. And I will drive new investment in research and innovation and our workforce, investing in training and university partnerships that are going to lead to new technologies and new solutions. And all of this won't just strengthen our domestic capacity, it will help unleash new markets around the world and grow opportunities for American businesses to export their goods that we're going to be making. These are the kinds of common sense.
Those that are entering the workforce or those that are in very low wage jobs, not having had an increase in the minimum wage at the federal level for, well, over 10 years, just doesn't make a lot of sense. And so along with Senator Tom Cotton, we propose raising the minimum wage over 4 years to $10 an hour, and after that to have it rise with inflation. Now, that's a lot better than the $15 plan the Democrats are touting, because that $15 plan would be a huge burden for businesses, going from $7.25 to $15. That would be just backbreaking and probably cost us, well, the Congressional Budget Office has cost us 1.3 million jobs. So that's the wrong way to go. Our plan doesn't cost jobs. It's also something that small businesses can live with and hopefully improve the lives of our citizens. At the same time, we're marrying that with a provision to make sure that people can't come into the country illegally and take away jobs from Americans. And that's with a plan to have a mandatory E-Verify system that basically penalizes employers that hire people that are illegal, where that employer hasn't checked a federal database to make sure whether they're legal or not.
And also folks, don't forget that I'm also doing an Amazon gift card giveaway. If we get my channel to 75,000 subscribers by the end of this month, I'll be giving 10 of my subscribers a $100 free Amazon gift card. So folks, this is a $1,000 Amazon gift card giveaway. And if you want to enter the win, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and turn on post notifications.
Bills that has resulted in reduced hours for American workers. A 21st century horseshoe nail. This semiconductor is smaller than a postage stamp, but it has more than 8 billion transistors. 8 billion transistors, 10,000 times thinner than a single human hair in this one chip. These chips are a wonder of innovation and design that power so much of our country, enable so much of our modern lives to go on. Not just our cars, but our smartphones, televisions, radios, medical diagnostic equipment, and so much more. We need to make sure these supply chains are secure and reliable. I'm directing senior officials in my administration to work with industrial leaders to identify solutions to this semiconductor shortfall and work very hard with the House and Senate. They've authorized the bill, but they need roughly $37 billion short term to make sure we have this capacity. We'll push for that as well, but we all recognize that the particular problem won't be solved immediately. In the meantime, we're reaching out to our allies, semiconductor companies and others in the supply chain to ramp up production to help us resolve the bottlenecks we face now. We need help to stop
Republicans rallied against a Democratic $1.9 trillion bill as lawmakers awaited a decision by the Senate's parliamentarian.
Yesterday, I discussed the K-12 crisis facing American families. The science shows that in-person schooling can easily be made safe. Private and religious schools and schools in Europe have been open for months. But Washington Democrats have apparently bought into big labor's myth that schools cannot reopen without even more federal funding, even though their own plan would only spend about 5% of the money this fiscal year. This is just one illustration of how Democrats started with preconceived ideological goals and actually worked backwards, instead of starting with the actual needs of American families. Let's take a look at the economy. When we had to stall our economy to protect our health system, the Senate wrote the Bipartisan CARES Act, the biggest rescue package in American history. It spent $2.2 trillion to save the healthcare system, find vaccines, and support families. And we refilled many of those programs with another $920 billion just last December. Today, we stand at a very different kind of crossroads. More than 13% of Americans have received at least one dose of a vaccine. Manufacturers expect vaccine supply to keep ramping up dramatically in the weeks ahead. The trillions we spent on rescue policies in 2020 have the economy prepped to come roaring back as health conditions keep improving. Unemployment today is already lower than where, at one point in this crisis, the Federal Reserve predicted it would be by the end of the year. In some blue-collar sectors, both total employment and job openings are already higher.
Republicans are still pushing against the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill from Democrats and Joe Biden. Despite their paper-thin congressional majorities, Democratic leaders were poised to push the sweeping package through the House on Friday. They were hoping the Senate, where changes seemed likely, would follow quickly enough to have legislation on Joe Biden's desk by mid-March. For those of you on SSI and SSDI, if you receive supplemental security income, then either you or your representative payee must report the gross wages to Social Security. You should consistently report wages during the first 6 days of the month to help prevent overpayments and underpayments, because SSI is a needs-based program for people who are aged, blind, or disabled. And don't forget to enter my giveaway to win a free Amazon gift card of $100.
We need to stop playing catch-up after the supply chain crisis hit. We need to prevent the supply chain crisis from hitting in the first place.